ORYNBEK says the guards tortured him for fun. He is one of thousands of ethnic Kazakhs who have been held in China's internment camps in the northwestern Xinjiang region. He claims he was forced to take medicines and injections that have damaged him physically and mentally. And he says he lost some of his hearing because of beatings he sustained. He struggles to remember what happened, but he recalls being forced to recite Chinese poems and rhymes.
Everyone unable to cop up or learn the song is locked up in the dark, solitary cell for days. I often heard screams in there. They only fed us one rice meal. There were about 25 people in one cell. Everyone there had one dream: to get out.
He's not the only one. At this mosque in Almaty in Kazakhstan, some people claim spies from China have tried to film them. The Kazakh government does not corroborate these claims. Al Jazeera interviewed several ethnic Kazakh men and women. Many refuse to reveal their identity, saying they're afraid and fear their relatives may be persecuted. Rights workers say an estimated 500,000 Kazakhs are being held in camps in China. Thousands of their relatives don't know whether they're dead or alive. Many people have been telling us that basic freedom of movement, such as the ability to go to a mosque, could land them in jail in Xinjiang. Activists documenting their cases say they all share similar stories. This organization has documented the cases of at least 2,000 ethnic Kazakhs who've gone missing in Xinjiang. Yerbol says many suggest members of the Han Chinese majority are trying to eradicate Muslim identity.
After detention, people were sent to camps where they were subjected to ideological purification. They were forcibly taught Chinese language and renounced religion. In the camps, prisoners are tortured, beaten, not allowed to sleep. People are forced to lie on the concrete floor. Of those who have been freed from camps, there's not a single person who doesn't have a physical or mental health issue.
Human Rights Watch says the world must act for those being held in detention camps in China.
There's real merit in investigating officials who are now credibly alleged to have engaged in serious human rights violations. The recently leaked cables published through the ICIJ certainly substantiate those points. There's room for sanctions on the companies that have enabled repression in Xinjiang. There's room for individual sanctions on people like Chen Tuanguo or Du Hailun, Chinese government officials who've been architects of the policies. But possibly most important is closing the camps and giving people inside the region the ability to once again contact their family members.
In managed media tours, China shows ethnic Turkic people in what it calls re-education camps. It says most who've been detained have graduated and left. The Chinese government denies detainees have been abused and tortured. Experts say those mistreated have no legal recourse.
On the international level, we have no effective legal instrument for the victims to require the compensations for the tortures, for dividing their families, for their suffering.
ORYNBEK wants China to repay compensation for harming him and to explain why he was detained without charge and brainwashed. But he also knows that with China's enormous power, that wait is likely to be in vain. Osama bin Javaid, Al Jazeera, Almaty, Kazakhstan.